Hey guys, my name's Aaron from Greenville Pest Control. What we're doing here today is we're just talking about what I think is one of the most gross and creepy bugs there is. These bugs like to crawl on you, they like to drink your blood. You might have been able to guess by now, but we're talking about bed bugs. Yes, bed bugs can be found most often in Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of the southern states, California, Colorado. But the truth is that bed bugs can be found in literally any state. No one is safe from bed bugs. Now, it can be pretty creepy to see these brown little bugs hiding in the folds of your bed or your couch or any place in your house. But there is hope. While bed bugs are one of the harder pests to get rid of, there are several home remedies that will get rid of these bugs and let you have a nice night's sleep again, knowing that there's no bugs there. Most pest control companies uses heat to get rid of bed bugs. The reason for this is simple. Bed bugs will die to poison if you put some pesticide. However, these pesticides don't attack their eggs. Now, it's a pretty big deal. Bed bug eggs can last for 6 months to a year and a half. So you might think that you've put that poison down, you got rid of those bugs, you haven't seen them for 6 weeks, and then a year later, they're back. And you're just doing this again and again and again, year in, year out, because you're not killing the eggs with those pesticides and those poisons. And so a lot of pest control companies will use heat. Now, you can do things like that for your blankets. You can put your blankets in the dryers, your sheets in the dryers, pillows. All of that should kill the bed bugs. But you can't put a bed in a dryer, unfortunately, and it's hard to come up with anything that'll make your room hot enough to kill those eggs. So what are some other things that you can do besides calling a pest control company and having them come and use that heat method? The first thing that you can do is develop a strategy. Use a calendar and mark when you see bed bugs. While you're going through these processes that we're about to go through, make sure that you know when you see them and you know how long they've been gone. You want to know where you saw them. When you take careful notes of these things, then things won't get out of hand. So make sure you develop a strategy for yourself. Make sure you do everything you can to keep the infestation from spreading. The last thing you want is to let the bed bugs that are on your bed go and infest your couch or your kid's bed. If you're going to discard any furniture, make sure you mark it so that people don't walk by and see this couch sitting on the side of the road that's waiting to be picked up, and then they take it, and next thing you know, they have bed bugs. So just make sure that if you're throwing away any furniture, that it is unusable, that people will not take that and spread the bed bugs even further. Now, let's talk about a few treatments. If you can figure out how to use heat to get rid of these bed bugs, do it. Like I said, put clothes in the dryer. Let that heat kill those bed bugs and those eggs. The other thing that works is the exact opposite, and that's a cold treatment. Just like you and me, bed bugs can freeze, as can their eggs. So take what you can and put it in the freezer for at least 4 days. We want to make sure those things are dead and not coming back. That helps all the items in your room, but it doesn't help your actual bed or your actual couch. For those things, a lot of really good home remedies is in fact pesticides. but you've got to be really diligent with them, and you need to make sure you get the right one. First of all, look for EPA registered pesticides. That makes sure they're the real deal, the good stuff. Bed bugs must be listed on the label. Things that poison other bugs won't always work with bed bugs, so you need to make sure you get the right one. Sometimes desiccants can be particularly effective. Those are drying agents. Basically, they dry out the bugs, which means that the bed bugs can't develop a resistance to it. They can be really effective, but again, you need to make sure you get the right type, so you don't get one that can hurt you or those you love who are sleeping in the beds. They can be really effective, but they can take a little bit longer to work. So maybe use some pesticide and then some desiccants to make sure that those bed bug problems don't come back. Now, even when you think you've gotten rid of the bed bugs, there's a few things that you need to do. You need to evaluate, and you need to prevent. You need to continue to inspect for the bed bugs to see if they've come back, at least every 7 days. This helps you figure out if there's any eggs that remained. Basically, you just keep checking, and if you find bed bugs, you just keep applying. It can be a real battle. It can take a while, but if you're persistent, if you evaluate and you keep looking and you're making sure that you're keeping up on it, keeping track of when you see them, then the year in and year out problems with these bed bugs will stop and you'll be free. It's possible. You can get rid of these bed bugs and you can do it yourself. Anyways, I'm Aaron. I wish you luck on your bed bug fight.